RWL Championship Wrestling continues now with Legends Division competition with Tojo Yamamoto locking it up with the Samoan Bulldozer Umaga.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match set for 1-4 with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by the Iron Sheik from Kyoto, Japan, weighing 254 pounds, Tojo Yamamoto.
Tojo Yamamoto along with the Iron Sheik. We don't get to see Tojo compete in too many singles matches, and what an opponent he's got tonight in the Samoan Bulldozer Umaga, huh, Dandy Dom?
Unquestionably, Tex, the Samoan Bulldozer Umaga will be appearing tonight without the guidance of Captain Lou Albano, and that's going to make him twice as dangerous. But Tojo Yamamoto, just as stubborn and just as relentless as Umaga is, and he's got those martial arts skills and that sadistic streak that might be just enough to carry him past Umaga in this matchup.
Damn near impossible to call a winner here, Dandy Dom. We're just going to have to wait until the final bell to see what finally shakes out at the end.
And his opponent, from the Isle of Samoa, weighing 350 pounds, he is the Samoan Bulldozer, Umaga.
350 pounds of unfettered fury, the Samoan Bulldozer Umaga will almost certainly face a legitimate challenge from Tojo Yamamoto in this matchup. As you point out, Tex, it's going to be very difficult to even gauge who might possibly end up the winner in this one. We're just going to have to wait until the final disposition to see what happens.
Now, while Umaga does outsize and outweigh Tojo by a pretty nice margin, again, Tojo Yamamoto is a relentless individual. He is harder to keep down than Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers.
Well, again, you have outclassed me, Tex, with your encyclopedic knowledge of horror movies. But Umaga is a walking, talking horror movie, and Tojo Yamamoto looking at a serious challenge in this Legends Division matchup. This one's going to pit Umaga's brutal savagery against Tojo Yamamoto's steadfast, smash-mouth style. Referee Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. They lock up collar and elbow. Quick takedown from Tojo. Tojo opening up with a series of shots, mounted punches to the Samoan Bulldozer. Umaga rounded up, wrist clutch, knee to the head, and an immediate cover. Walt, but only barely just a one. Tojo, with a hard forearm, drops Umaga to the canvas. Tojo Yamamoto coming out extremely aggressive in the early goings in this matchup. He's had Umaga on the canvas for most of the time now. Umaga being stretched here. Tojo drives a couple of knees into the lower back of the Samoan Bulldozer. Tojo off the middle rope, a beautiful flying punch. And Tojo Yamamoto relentlessly, with a series of kicks, takes Umaga back down, goes right back to work on both arms. And again, a pair of knees into the lower back of the Samoan Bulldozer. Tojo opens up with a series of hard rights, followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Umaga definitely on the defensive here, as Tojo opens up with another series of relentless, withering shots. Takes him right back down to the canvas again and right back into those mounted punches. The Samoan Bulldozer in serious trouble here. Another driving knee into the head of Umaga. Umaga finally counters with a kick, gets back up on his feet, starts beating the head of Tojo Yamamoto against the canvas. Umaga misses with the headbutt. Tojo rolling out of the way quickly. Tojo Yamamoto has him all the way up, but Umaga, with a little mumbo jumbo here, goes behind. German suplex on Tojo. Umaga finally starting to open up here and going to work on Tojo Yamamoto, a stomp to the back of the head. The Samoan Bulldozer nails the headbutt that time. Tojo in big trouble here, fails to connect with a second attempt as Tojo evades a knee to the midsection from Umaga. From behind, a hard shot to the back. Tojo whipped into the corner. A kick to the leg over the rope. Umaga has Tojo up, slams his back into the turnbuckle, and hurls him towards center. Now it's Tojo Yamamoto on the defensive, and he's already busted open. A shoulder claw from Umaga, followed up with another stop. Tojo quickly putting on the brakes and turning it into a dragon screw. The Samoan Bulldozer back on the receiving end of the bad business here as Tojo Yamamoto goes right back to work on the arms of Umaga. Tojo, consistent as always, follows up again with another set of knees to the back. And Umaga must already be feeling it. Tojo with a knee to the head. The Samoan Bulldozer catches a kick to the leg from Tojo Yamamoto. Tojo driving knees into the leg of Umaga. Now going to work on the lower limbs of the Samoan Bulldozer. A throat chop, a left, a right. Umaga has him up, Samoan drop to Tojo. The Samoan Bulldozer back to an upright position here. Tojo takes the throat chop but has him up and drives another knee into the head of the Samoan Bulldozer. Tojo with running forearms and a spear takes Umaga right back down again. Here's another cover. 1, 2, but just a 2. So says referee Walt Rothburn. Umaga very slow in responding at this point. Tojo up on the middle rope as Umaga makes his way to a standing position. A kick to the face and rope. What a takedown off the top rope from Tojo. Umaga slams him face first to the canvas by the arm. Tojo Yamamoto caught in another Samoan drop, beautifully executed by Umaga. Here's a cover. 1, 2. There are going to be a great deal of near falls in this matchup, Tex.
Oh, I'm sure. That's how these guys roll.
Tojo Yamamoto. Evades the Samoan spike. Rebounds off the ropes. Another flying punch takes Umaga down. The Iron Sheik standing ringside for his tag team partner, cheering him on as he really starts to go to work on the Samoan Bulldozer. Now clawing the face of Umaga. The referee calling for the break. A series of short staccato kicks right to the head of the Samoan Bulldozer. Umaga gathered up again by Tojo. All the way up, another driving knee into the head. And Tojo Yamamoto quickly making his way to the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Driving knee right into the chest. And here's another cover. 1, 2.
Wow, man. These guys are absolutely relentless, Don.
They most certainly are. Tojo catches a right from Umaga and another. The Samoan Bulldozer with Tojo up over the shoulder, hangs him up over the top rope. Down he goes. Tojo Yamamoto gathered up by the Samoan Bulldozer, up over the shoulders again. Taken down into a bow and arrow stretch. The Samoan Bulldozer with a series of stomps and kicks. He sets up and there's the headbutt again. And Tojo Yamamoto is really the blood is really starting to pour here. Umaga with a series of shots and a kick, taking Tojo back down to the mat again. Tojo trying to turn him over for a possible submission here. Here's a Boston Crab. The referee monitoring Tojo Yamamoto. The Iron Sheik beginning to look a little bit concerned for his tag team partner. Tojo gathered to a standing position again by Umaga. Up over the shoulder, but a quick counter into a DDT, dropping Umaga right on the top of his crown. The Samoan Bulldozer catching another spear from Tojo, and here's another cover. 1, 2. but only a 2 again. Tojo, expressing some degree of frustration here, delivers a kick to the back of Umaga. Umaga gathered up again. Up over the shoulders one more time as Umaga effortlessly walks him to the corner, hit first into the turnbuckle, and down goes Tojo. Umaga assists him out of the corner with a sit out. Tojo rounded up again by Umaga, and again another beautifully executed Samoan drop. Umaga has him by the throat, and there's the Samoan spike. Well, that could wrap it up right here. Here's a cover. 1, 2.
Shut up! Man, Tojo Yamamoto getting that shoulder up just in time and beating the Samoan spike. That's pretty incredible.
It most certainly is. Umaga misses with a driving knee. Tojo quickly countered again by Umaga. Umaga locks him up. Slams him face first into the canvas with a reverse Russian leg sweep. Another headbutt. And Tojo Yamamoto's starting to take quite a great deal of punishment here. Umaga drives another diving knee right into the chest. Tojo Yamamoto in big trouble center ring as Umaga makes his way to the top turnbuckle. And here it goes. Big time crossbody splash with a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. And another near fall. Only a 2 count as Tojo Yamamoto refusing to give up here. He is absolutely relentless. A throat chop from Umaga. Has him up, slams him right back down again. And Tojo Yamamoto quickly counters a forearm to Umaga. Tojo locks him up. Axe kick takes him down. Rebound off the ropes and a quick moonsault from Tojo Yamamoto, moving with pretty impressive speed here. Drives a knee into the head of the Samoan Bulldozer. Another cover. 1, 2. And yet another near fall. This matchup with only seconds to go. Unbelievable. What a battle we've seen so far. Tojo misses with the punch. Umaga's got him by the throat. There's another Samoan spike, and here's another cover. The referee in place. 1, 2, 3, and that is going to do it. Umaga defeating Tojo Yamamoto by pinfall. Let's go get the official time.
The time, 9 minutes and 38 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Umaga.
Well, Tex, the relentless stubbornness of Tojo Yamamoto definitely on display in this matchup, and yet not enough against the Samoan Bulldozer Umaga. He may have survived one Samoan spike, but the second put him away.
Yeah, sure did, Dandy Don. Woo. But Tojo, gotta give him credit for stubbornness. All right, folks, we're going to be back with more RWL Championship Wrestling right after this.